evening, everyone. Anthony Wall Street Trader, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on January 20th, 2023. Here to talk about NKN, new kind of network. This isn't financial advice, it's educational. Subscribe, hit the bell, share the video, click the thumbs up. Intraday updates on that Twitter link below. In the meantime, if you have any other cryptos or stocks you want covered, please put them in the comments below the video. You have to be in YouTube for that. This one was asked and requested for by RP. So let's move forward. Background quickly on NKN. I did this video one time many moons ago, probably a year and a half ago. NKN is the world's largest blockchain. They got 113 nodes around the world. These guys are a peer-to-peer network, and that's their protocol. Now, they are also a proof of work mechanism for those stakers out there. They have a proof of work protocol for those that stake the NKN nodes. And that's what's used to drive the network. The network also uses proof of relay in order for this network to operate. From an operational perspective, that's their consensus algorithm. It also helps to provide any kind of denial of service or any overload on the system. This thing is proper. These guys have been set up in a way that attacks cannot evade the network. Now, the founders of this particular crypto are folks coming right out of Google, Nokia, and Qualcomm. Kind of a combination of technology and telecom coming together, and it's the perfect fit for a company like this in terms of leadership. Now, the partners that they have, IoT, for example, types of capabilities they provided for, and they work and collaborate with Nokia and IoTex. They also work with DX Chain, UNetwork, Portal Network. They deal with the crypto wallet O3. The other thing is a big partnership in China with China Mobile back in 2020, as well as a subdivision, a video streaming world, Ikiki or Ki, which is owned by Baidu. And Baidu is a huge company out of China. So lots of partnerships and still growing. Now, a couple of things, we're going to go into the markets, but interestingly enough, I actually downloaded this app. It's called N Mobile. This is one of their products. Now, they have an open source, a developer framework that you can actually also create these applications with using their network. Now, if you look down below and you look at the kind of use case these guys have on this particular chat platform that they've got, which is really only for mobile, you could actually see the differences. You got WhatsApp on the left. Now, WhatsApp is still centralized, but if you look over here, this is completely decentralized. This is new kind of network on the right, SMS in the middle, WhatsApp on the left. You can see WhatsApp, they do have a central area where data is stored. Encrypted, albeit, but still centralized. Once you send a message through the N chat, which is based on NKN, you basically are sending it through a decentralized network. You don't know where it's going, but it's going all over the place randomly, and then getting to your endpoint. But it's a little bit of a struggle to set it up because you got to like capture the other person's particular endpoint in order to communicate with them to begin with. But once you get them stored, then you can communicate freely with them. Anyway, enough of that. They do a bunch of other things. Lots of products that they have. Data Ride, if you click on here, they'll talk about how they have IoT communications, direct file transfer. You could set this stuff up in your own house. You could set up security cameras. If you're a developer, you have all sorts of SDK toolkits in here to develop to your heart's content. Anyway, let's go over to the markets. Now we got a nice support line here. After final observation, I think I did a video back here sometime when it was in the 20s or 30s, but after 2022, obviously things took a real route. But we are down below support around 7.4 cents. Before we get into the real nitty gritty of the markets, just in terms of how I look at things, I look at the dollar version of NKN first because I live in the US, so I buy everything in dollars. Now, this is really this is really a product of two operands here. The first one is the inner strength. This is NKN's strength to Bitcoin. And I like to compare NKN and other altcoins to what I consider a benchmark crypto. In this case, it's going to be Bitcoin. Then I multiply that by the benchmark itself, which is Bitcoin in my currency, dollars. So if you look at the mathematical equivalent below, it's there. But to note that if I can't understand where the NKN to US dollar is going, I like to look at these two underlying pairs, the inner strength and the benchmark, in order for me to figure out where I think the dollar version of NKN is going. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go straight back to the market. So this is the product side, the left side of the equation, NKS to dollar. And we have a good support line, a rising support line from back here, sitting at about actually 8 cents. If we go below that, we have support area around 7.3 cents. Now we do have resistance above. This is an area where we've tried to get over. It looks like a nice consolidation going back as far as early May. And we've been toiling around between 12, 13 cents with a bottom of around 7 cents. So pretty volatile, but within the range. And it looks like we could be starting to build up a little bit. Now let's go over to one of the pairs that I like the best, which is the altcoin to Bitcoin pair, or in this case, new kind of network to Bitcoin. And this has been pulling on a pretty nice triangle pattern here. The question is, which way are we going to go? Now we're literally at the base right now. We kind of really need to bounce here because this is the pair that really looks at new kind of network's strength. This is the real strength of new kind of network. It's looking at it relative to a crypto benchmark versus a fiat currency benchmark, which is what you want to see. So we're at 451 right now. We really want to stay above this. Bitcoin's taking a nice rally. We're a little over 22,000, and we're going to go into that next. But right now, as it stands, what we really want to do is see a nice bounce on this bad boy and get over 520, 523. So we're at 451 right now. Let's see where this bad boy goes. But in the meantime, going over to Bitcoin US dollar, this thing is hitting an area of real tough resistance. This is where we have two lines of resistance. And if I zoom in a little deeper, we could see right over here we had an ascending wedge on the prior video I did. We were worried it might spill down. It did spill down. It went actually all the way from 21.4 all the way down to 27 or 20,700. So now we're getting into a period of potential resistance area. We have one small resistance area here around 22.3 and change, and then we've got one above at 22.8. So if we can get past these two, there's another target ahead. And where's that target? The next target is anywhere between 28 to 31,000 would be the next region of support. So very clear, we need to break this to continue the momentum. However, we'd like to really see, more importantly, for NKN's real results, for this thing to blossom and 5x, 10x, that kind of speak. We need it to get over this resistance area because the thing that's going to 10x NKN, for those that are interested in these cryptos that really bloom at points, it only happens when the underlying NKN to Bitcoin pair blossoms, not because of Bitcoin. The days of 10xing on Bitcoin in 2 weeks are over. So you have only one other option for it to make the NKN to dollar blossom, and that's this right here, this one here. Because if you know benchmark is not going to blossom, it'll go up, but it won't blossom as quickly. The inner strength will. So this is the one that we want to blossom the quickest to pull the result in for NKN US dollar. But that's pretty much it. Hope everyone's had a good day. Take it easy. Bye.